Before I begin my reaction to the 14-page React Manifesto in Charlie's video, I want to point out that I left Dark Viper's post in the pinned comment. If you want to read it unbiased before listening to me or anyone else, go ahead. Disclaimer though, it's unnecessarily long and pretty fucking boring overall. Viper could have just made his point in a couple of paragraphs, said that lazy reaction channels should burn in hell and call it a day, but he went on a whole bunch of analogies, graphs, and terrible comparisons that ultimately ruined the true message of the post, and turned off so many people with its walls of Jericho. More on that later. Here's my take on it. On an early Wednesday afternoon, as I am about to dingle my donger, I see that one of my favorite content creators, Jesus Christ himself, put out a video about reaction channels. The title clickbaited me with its delicious display of words, and so I set aside the matter at hand. Before I knew it, I was listening to yet another YouTube drama.
Oh, hell no.
I watch a few minutes of it and scroll down to see comments where I come to find out that many of them said how Charlie misrepresented everything and how he didn't even link the original post from Twitter. For now, this only proved that even Jesus is human, that he too makes mistakes, such as the time when he fed people with shitty fish instead of literally anything else. I figured that I'll pause the video, read the actual post, and see what the fuss is about. Because being in the vicinity of Twitter gives me e-herpes, I type in Dark Viper 14 page into Google and managed to find the secret scrolls in some random-ass website called Reset Era. And oh boy, Charlie was not wrong. If you want to have the TLDR of the post, here's Charlie explaining it.
It's an outrageous claim, obviously. However, he does make legitimate points in the document. It's overshadowed by this unhinged rant that he goes on.
There's a lot of bad to say about it, so I'll start off with good to soften the blow. His message that React channels are trash content that should get the Susan strap-on treatment is, at the end of the day, good. While some reaction channels do have a place, many of them are a fisherman's hat away from being you, just showing a funny video to your dad or uncle and them barely cracking a smile. He mentions XQC, which I'm very happy about because he is by far one of the biggest offenders of the most popular channels and barely anyone talks about it. Usually reaction channels don't piss me off, but watching XQC getting millions of views for barely reacting to videos in his dusty Dorito cavern while I'm slaving away in YouTube fields with nothing to show for it does get frustrating. Even though I think Viper is overly dramatic with it, I do think that, at the end of the day, he has good intentions to some degree. Now for the bad. Again, I don't think Viper is bad. Honestly, I can't even say because I barely know anything about him. What I do know is that the post overall is kind of horrible. The first is misrepresenting Charlie. After reading it, I understand why he seemed rather pissed about it in the video. Viper lumps him up with other content creators like Hasan, Pokimane, and XQC, which stings because they're all really low quality compared to what Charlie puts out. I don't understand why he picked Charlie out of everyone because, well, A, he recently made a YouTube channel blow up by reacting to some videos and the guy was extremely thankful for it, which is like his whole point of reaction channels giving back to the people.
It's literally a dream come true.
He gave extreme exposure to some very unknown stuff people would never know of, like the slapping tournaments, which I'm pretty sure grew massive in production because of him. I never feel like I'm watching a basic reaction channel when I watch his videos. I love to live in a reality where people drop zingers at the speed of sound per video, but that's not the case. He also makes a great point about him not mentioning Sniper Wolf instead.
Look at someone like Sniper Wolf. She's able to do one a day, and she's making, I think, 700 million views a month or something. She is the biggest React channel online, like anywhere on the internet. And what's shocking about Dark Viper's document is she's not listed here by name. He only goes with Twitch streamers, even though Sniper Wolf does the same thing. So I found that to be weird because that would have been another great point here. But regardless, her absence isn't that big of a deal. It just serves to highlight that he is right. You can pump this out a lot quicker than fully original products.
Seeing as she's like the perfect poster child for horrible exploitative reaction videos that get spammed every damn day. But I guess it was overlooked because of
Penis stiffy, come real sticky, finna dick me, booty hole 50 cops.
He also never mentions PewDiePie, probably because he didn't want an army of loyal fans to tear and rip into his booty, even though he's the channel to discuss here. I love Felix and I even made a fan-made video of him, but it's no secret that he's basically a reaction channel these days, so him not even mentioning his name is kind of sussy to say the least.
You sussy baka!
The second and by far the biggest problem is the overdramatization. Reading the post, you would think you went back in a time travel machine and ended up during the Red October or the French Revolution, and not reading up about boring, dry people making buck off watching videos in their mom's basement. He compares React channels to abusers, capitalistic pigs, and he literally calls them bad people. He calls to action to little no-sub channel comrades like myself to take up hammer and sickle and basically behead these YouTubers at the town square.
Do you think this has gone far enough? They don't respect you, they laugh at you. You have the power to stop them by taking down their channel.
Like, okay, calm down, Robespierre. He really does compare reactors to Weinsteins of the YouTube space and says that going to a party with a reactor must be a scary thing. Which is ridiculous because all I could think of is, hey there, Susan, that's a nice dress, and 911, this man is reacting to me. Before reading the post, I assumed it was just an analogy gone wrong, but Jesus Christ, dude. Not only do you ruin the message of the post, but in a way, you insult the actual abuse cases in your attempt to be virtuous, by comparing people with trauma to reaction channels watching a crappy compilation of clips. Again, I give him the benefit of the doubt in that he is blowing things out of proportion, probably because controversy is meant to pull in clicks and views. But at the end of the day, it overshadows the real messenger, which is that many reaction channels make YouTube a worse place, or as he calls it, ruining the landscape. The third is that he thinks somehow good channels will come out if they push out good content, and they don't need artists' help. He criticizes Ludwig's door post and says how you shouldn't give Miskiff money because he will just profit from it. He fails to mention that post got thousands of views and subscribers with a few dollars spent in donation, allowing online lore to branch out and become a big channel itself. Does this look like the face of a man who just exploited a member of the proletariat?
That was live!
Dollars. And then I recorded myself. The pandemic will be remembered as a time of economic.
That was live!
Further polarization.
I watched that! I got
So
farmed!
instead, what I did is I hired someone on Fiverr. In total,
Wait,
it cost me 130.
He gave me $50 for this! Oh my god! And remember I watched it live. I had no idea, I swear.
I have a message for the big D content creators. As a small channel, please react to my fucking shit. I want you to react to me because nobody watches my videos. I think I make some pretty damn sexy content that it has a great chance to fall on deaf ears before I lose motivation and fade into obscurity.
That's a good deal! Give me that deal!
Even big shot companies spend most of their money into advertising while they whip their workers into an early grave. Now, granted, Charlie does say that reaction channels have a place in that they help boost viewership of unknown videos, and he makes a great point about Ray William Johnson helping him out by reacting to his old co-op video. But I'll disagree with him here because many of those channels react to Mr. Incredible Farts in an E-Girl and Cat Fart Dog Barf meme compilation number 69 they stole from YouTube, who stole it from Instagram, who stole it from TikTok. It's not really original content they react to most of the time, and often it is just stolen content that goes down a whole rabbit hole of garbage, but people like garbage and seeing their favorite streamer react to it, so that won't stop. And finally, I think he's being a little hypocritical. He goes on to say, well, I removed stuff because I didn't want to deal with angry fans because I spoke of someone badly. No, dude. You didn't want to get punished by the content you were reacting to because it is copyright sensitive. It is literally what you criticize other reaction channels doing, that they remove and avoid stuff because they may get punished for it. Please, just stop the cap.
The person that sent you this wants you to know. No cap. Facts.
Another point is that he gives a couple of scenarios, one where the video editor asks for 1,000 buckaroonies for his hard work, and other where the reactor flips him off and just takes the content with his greasy fingers. Okay, fine, the latter sucks. But if you stop and look at the math, you realize that the so-called video editor only made $10 an hour.
$5?
That's barely above minimum wage. Usually I wouldn't be so nitpicky about it, but he did all sorts of math and graphs and was going into these little details, so why make your content creator a third world Fiverr pro and not imply he deserves way more than 1,000 for 2 weeks and a half of work? Personally, I have nothing against React channels that do it well. I myself wanted to be one for a moment and really react to things. I made a few videos reacting to rap songs on my other channel, and I wanted to do a JoJo reaction. Do I think my content is humorous and insightful enough, at least more than most reaction channels? Yeah, for sure. Do I think I'd be orangutan showering with Araki or two famous rappers that can buy my country by making a video reacting to their crafts? Probably not. Again, read the post first and watch the videos and come to your own conclusion. My opinion is that some reaction channels do deserve the banhammer, but since YouTube clearly shows they don't care by even letting spam commentators run among us, which I plan to make a video on, that will never happen. If you want to see more quality videos instead and support channels like mine, like, comment, subscribe, and
Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Save me.